Playboi Carti is dropping this Friday. In only 4 days, he's dropping a single, and likely the album I Am Music will not be that far down the road. Today, we'll go over what he announced and a bunch of interesting facts and snippets about the new album that he previewed over the weekend. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So Carti had 2 performances this weekend, one of which we already talked about. That was Complex Con, which then got taken over as Cactus Con by Travis Scott, but Carti had his show on Saturday and Travis Scott was then on Sunday, but still the Saturday was for Carti. And while he performed stuff like Evil Jordan, there was also a new snippet that he previewed which sounded pretty good. But that was, we already thought like, okay, at least we got a new snippet. He didn't say anything about the album, at least we got a snippet. But then Sunday came and Sunday brought a bunch of more info for us, because on Sunday we had Camp Flognaw, so Tyler the Creator's festival that was sold out. It was, I think, bigger than ever before, so big dub for Tyler. And Carti was also one of the headliners, I guess, or one of the guests at least there, and he did a bunch of really cool stuff. For example, he said, this was kind of the most innocent thing, but he said that he got some for us. While songs were playing, I think Fiend was playing, he said that he got something for us, which is of course not a very big announcement, but at least he's addressing it, in some sense. Then he also played stuff like Earthquake, for example, which he hasn't played in years, which was really cool to see, because people forget that they don't forget, but usually Carti doesn't perform the song with Tyler. It's usually just like Tyler's song. So Carti performing his part on Earthquake was already pretty cool. Then another highlight, he brought out The Weeknd for Timeless, which is also really big. And I also love that he did this at Tyler's festival. It wasn't Complex Con, it wasn't Travis Scott, it was Tyler the Creator, who is obviously, in some sort of friendly relation with Carti, because obviously they had features, but still, it's the festival of a single artist with a huge team behind him, I know, but it's not Complex Con, this big industrial thing. It's Tyler the Creator's festival, and he's giving us more info on there than he did at Complex Con, so I really like that. Anyway, besides Earthquake and Timeless, he also spoke on Ye and said that he's working with Ye on the new album, on I Am Music, which could be a good or a bad sign. Before 2024, any mention of Ye would have probably been like, oh great, on the production, on everything is going to be that much better quality wise. Now though, after Vultures, after Bully, and Bully might still be good though, but still a Ye feature doesn't ensure that the album will be better. Maybe it also brings with it AI. I'm not sure. We have to wait and see what the influence that Ye has on this album will be. I just hope that it's for the better. But it's pretty interesting to hear that, even though we know that behind the scenes, that was also part of the reason Carti didn't drop when he was supposed to, and because of Ye wanting to drop Bully or Vultures 3, we don't really know, but we know there was something going on with Carti also behind the scenes, so, we have to take it with a grain of salt, but Ye is working on the album. Let me know what y'all think about it. And then came the actually interesting part. This is likely the clip that y'all have seen on social media as well, but it was this one thing after the show where fans asked him when the album would be coming, and he then asked them back, when do you want me to drop it? January 2025 or still this year? And the fans obviously said still this year, because we want the album. And also we've gotten hints, for example, on the vinyls that have the date of 2024, the year imprinted on them, so we know that at least he's planning on the logistics side and on the printing side of this thing still dropping this year. But then he asked them back, when do you want this to drop? The fans obviously said this year, and this becomes very important in a second, but it's really funny that what plan is behind this. this just goes hand in hand with the entire fact of the messiness of this rollout of this album. Anyway, because then Carti went on Instagram, also on his Opium Finsta account, but also on his normal Instagram, and he posted this text conversation. Not sure, you know, who this was between. It was likely just to give us something. And, you know, we can see here, you should ask your fans, when do they want the album after the show, Jordan? And he said, and did, Shawty said now. So this is referring to the video of him asking the fans after Camp Flog Gnaw. He followed this up with a story, which is obviously the most interesting part, and said, morning, let's drop something Friday. And he said, Friday, new Carti Friday, new Carti Friday. So we know that new Carti Friday. So Carti is dropping this Friday. Likely it will be a single, you know, it likely won't be the entire album. I don't think that the album would drop this spontaneously. You can drop a single more spontaneously than a record, because with the record, there's a label behind it, there's the money side to it, the rollout, pre-save, all of that. So, you know, likely not the album, but still a single, which is still very good. We've gotten Our Red so far. So Our Red is the first single for I Am Music. We're now likely getting the second one, which will give us more info on what the album could sound like and when it could be coming. Now, there are 4 different options that we have for what the single could be. First of all, it could be the snippet that he previewed at ComplexCon, which would make sense because he did preview that. So maybe that was the single he's planning to drop, but it's not sure. Second of all, we still have G-Wagon that he played, you know, a couple of times already this year. That is still an option that we thought was going to drop at some point. Then we also have the snippet that he played after his canceled New York show, which is likely called Young Vamp Love, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I've seen this so many times. I think it's called Young Vamp Love. But that could be an option for the single, or also Real Trim or I'm Trim with Future. That has also been previewed. So those are 4 options for the singles. Let me know which one you think is most likely to be the one that drops this Friday. I think we're going to get more info on what this could be. We don't have to wait till Friday. Likely he'll release some sort of teaser for this release so that we know what song it is before it drops on Friday. Now, as to when this album is dropping, guessing still this year, because he said he asked the fans and they said still this year, and he seemed pretty, you know, convinced by that for him to drop it. Also, I think the year imprint on the vinyls is a pretty good sign that something is coming in 2024, because I think that is a pretty long-term strategy you have to run to put that on the vinyls. I'm not sure how easily you can change it. Anyway, that's, I mean, the most exciting news. We're getting new Playboi Carti this week, this Friday, in only 4 days, and the album may be still this year. At least that is what he asked the fans. Let me know which single you think will be the one that drops this Friday, and what you thought about his performances at both ComplexCon and also at Camp Flog Gnaw, and the info that we got about Ye, for example. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.